Hey, this is Karthik from Graphik. Today I'll show you how to create this type of loading animations in After Effects, and these animations used like in Google, Apple and Windows loading screens, and you can download these loading animations that I had rendered in PNG format, from a link in the description. So let's get started. At first open After Effects and create a new composition, and I'll rename it as Loading Animation 1, and as always 1920 into 1080 resolution, and click on OK. Now, create a new shape layer, and add ellipse, and again add stroke to it. Here my shape is too small, so I will scale this up, and set the stroke value to around 4. Now go to drop-down menu, add trim paths to it. Go to trim path 1, and make sure you are in the first frame, and create a keyframe on start and end, and set the end value to 5%. Now go to 20 frames and set the start value to 25% and end to 95%. Now our animation looks like this. Now go to next 20 frames, and change the start value to 100%, and keep end value same. Now our animations looks like this, but we have to make this for our whole composition, so press Alt and click on this stopwatch icon to open expression. Now type loop out and open and close the brackets, and do it for the end keyframes also. Now half of our animation is complete. Let's add rotation to it. Close the drop-down menu and press R to open rotation. Make sure you are in the first frame, and create a keyframe on it. Go to 2 seconds. And set the rotation to around 350 degrees. Now press U to open all the keyframes. Select Start and End keyframes. Now go to Keyframe Assistant, and click on Easy Ease. Now our loading animation is complete, but we have to make rotation throughout our composition. So press Alt and click on stopwatch icon to open expression, and at expression, type loop out, and open and close the brackets. Now our animation is complete. So, let's make the second animation. Create another composition. Here I will rename it as Loading 2. Here I am making 30 seconds duration and click on OK. Here create a new shape layer. Here add ellipse and add fill to it. And I am changing its color to white. Here our ellipse is big, so I will scale this down. Go to drop-down menu, open Contents, and again open Ellipse Path 1, and change the position like this. Now press R to open rotation. Make sure you are in the first frame and create a keyframe on it. Now go to 1 second and set the rotation to 180 degrees. Then go to 2 seconds and set the rotation value to 360, or 1 complete rotation. Now our animation looks like this. Go to the last keyframe and selecting the shape layer, press Alt and close big bracket to trim our shape layer. Now select all the keyframes and right click on it. And select keyframe interpolation at temporal interpolation. Select Continuous Bezier. Now open Graph Editor. Your graph should look like this. If not, make sure that you are editing in Edit Value Graph by right-clicking on the timeline and selecting the keyframes. Drag the curves something like this. So that our animation looks like this. Now close the graph editor. Select the shape layer and create 4 duplicates of it by pressing Ctrl+D. Go to first frame and press Ctrl and right arrow to move next frames, or simply go to fifth frame and arrange the shape layers like this. And you can use these loading animations to prank someone in your videos. Like this. This is how our animation looks. Now half of our animation is complete. Now select all the shape layers and right-click on it. Select Pre-Compose and click on OK. And now again create duplicate of it. And place the above layer exactly adjacent to the below layer. So that our comp layers do not overlap. Now again pre-compose the layers. And again create some 3 to 4 duplicate layers. And arrange like this. Here I am trimming my composition. You can use till the end of the composition. Now our second loading animation is complete. For third animation, again create new composition. As always 1920 into 1080 resolution. And here create a new shape layer. And add ellipse to it, and add fill to it, and change its color to white. Go to ellipse path 1 and change the position to -250, like this. Add repeater to it. Open repeater 1. And open transform repeater 1. And set the position to 0. Set the number of copies to 12, and set the rotation to 30 degrees. Let's animate this. Create keyframe on copies at starting frame. And set the value to 0. And go to 1 second and set the number of copies to 12. This is how our animation looks like. But we want our starting circle to be bright and ending circle to be dark. So, at start opacity set the value to 0. Go to 2 seconds and create the keyframe on offset. And again go to 3 seconds and set the offset value to 12. Again go to next second and set the offset value to +12. You can do this for entire composition, simply add +12 to it. But our offset is not working properly, so press Alt and click on stopwatch icon to add expression. At edit column type math.round and open and close the brackets. Go to inside bracket and parent it to offset. Do the same thing for copies too. But parent it to copies. Now we got a perfect animation. As I told earlier, you can increase the offset keyframes by simply adding +12 to it. Our animation works till the end of the offset keyframes. So you can increase the length of the animation by increasing the number of keyframes on offset. To end our animation, go to last keyframe. And add keyframe on number of copies. Go to next second and set the number of copies to 0, and don't forget to add keyframe on offset. So this is how ending looks like. Press space to review it. You can even change the shapes keeping the same keyframes. Just unhide the ellipse path and at Add select the shape you want. Here I will select the rectangle. Go to Rectangle Path 1. And click here, and set the scale to 25 and 250 so that it looks like rectangle. And set the position something like this. And press space to review it. And while rendering, turn off the background, so you can get it in PNG format. Thanks for watching, and follow me on Facebook or Twitter to get all my future updates, and Happy Christmas!